messy men. Guys, I might do that after the. You might see me come back on here and pretend to be a gay man so we can get the funds and make things happen. 5 and 6 are merged into one rule. It's called Rule 5-6. The only rule that's merged in the same line. This number code is used by them, and here's where 56 comes from. Matthew 1 through 11. Matthew 1 through 11, and of course it depends on translation. There are 56 male names. Some of them are repeated in Matthew.
There are approximately 42 male names in Matthew 1:11, though different counts can vary depending on how the list is interpreted. The primary source of these names is the genealogy of Jesus that runs through the first 17 verses of the chapter. This list begins with Abraham and continues through the lineage of David, Abraham's wife, and Joseph, the husband of Mary, and includes key figures like Solomon, Jeconiah, and Joseph.
I'm not a greedy person. I don't say, here, to get my sports picks, you got to pay $500 a month, even though they're worth that. You know, they're worth that. 1 through 11. And just for the record, in this code, Jesus equals 11, the number. There's a reason that they use these numbers over and over. Paris, France equals 56, where the Jesuits are from. That Wuhan lab that the whole conspiracy's over, that was...
Which one is it? First you claim Jesuits are English, and now you're saying they're French. This dipshit can't keep track of his garbage.
Built by a construction firm from Paris, France, in the year 56. Everything about Cooties 19 that you ever heard is 56, 56, 56. And to think it's a coincidence, again, it really does show a low intellect. And
now, Mooncakes, after listening to Zach for about 3 to 5 minutes, do you think he's insane?
I think
she was trying to be nice here. What she meant to say is that he's a quack that is pure pussy repellent.
He truly believes what he's saying. But do you remember the movie 13? Do you remember that movie where he found everything equal to 13? Yeah. I think that's what's happening here. He already has a bias, so he's looking for that number 56. And he's finding it in all these different places. And so in his mind, he's now connected the dots to this worldwide...
It says here we should work in teams. Who wants to be my spotter?
I don't think you should be doing too much gambling tonight, Alan.
Gambling? Who said anything about gambling? It's not gambling when you know you're going to win.
Conspiracy theory. Well, it sounds more like schizophrenia, if I'm being
honest. Mooncakes in the 90s, when we still had art. You know, many, like, you know, hang tight, Zach, let me finish. Back in the 90s, Mooncakes, you had different colored cars, right? Now everything is goddamn black and gray. It's sick. So me and my friends, when we were in church, it was absolutely boring to us. We would stand by the door that looked, it was a glass door that looked outside. And we would say, we're going to count the yellow cars that drove by. Sure enough, yellow cars drove by. Because that's what we wanted to look for eventually. Yeah. I think this is what's happening. I think you are correct. I think
that's what's happening. Yeah. Ow.
Yeah. CT, can we share the screen real quick?
Zach,
go ahead.
You cannot. If people are not drawn to what you're saying, you'll never be able to convince them.
3. Onomancy is a form of divination or fortune-telling that uses a person's name, typically by analyzing the letters, to predict their future. Methods often involve assigning a numerical value to each letter, and then adding them up to derive a single-digit number that is used for interpretation. This practice is sometimes called nomancy, and has roots in ancient Greek and Pythagorean traditions.
You guys, the average
after the fact record says Google anonymous.
We're talking about a woman right here who feels compelled to argue about
the
kind
of
conversation she's drawn to. What? You don't think I'm black enough? This is a low-level conversation. That's what this channel
is. But
hold on. I want to make a point.
It's like you're trying to preach the gospel. Like they either accept it or they don't. Like there's no way. None of this is going to convince her of what you're saying.
Well, here, I just want to make a point. So, Mooncakes, are you aware that in the 90s, the U.S. military produced a document called Owning the Weather by 2025?
No, I'm not familiar with this.
You might want to look up the document. It's a real document from the U.S. military owning the weather.
For me, guys. Samuel with the $10 super chat. Of course, it's not a coincidence. You have to use your gematria calculator to translate the words to numbers, so you selectively pick out the phrases that suit your theory. Nothing impressive. Go ahead, guys.
Exactly. Ain't that a bitch?
And Republic Room says Zach's delusional too, a racist liberal. There's no white Pastor Manning for him though, except Malcolm X quote, if you can find it. Go ahead, guys.
Can we get the share screen back up? I just want to make a point. I want people to understand this system.
4. This is what he does, just whines and whines until he gets his way. We all understand your system. It's to fraud, slander and gaslight everyone you talk to because you're a sociopathic narcissist.
And how redundant this stuff is. In this nation on the 4th of July, the big story that day was the Texas town that got wiped out, Kerrville. And that town is the 830 area code, and it was 83 days from James Kerr's birthday, the man who the town is named after. And again, this is how gematria works. There's 4 base ciphers of the English language. It's the alphabetic order with numerology, the reverse alphabetic order with numerology. And you can see how Flood, Earth, and Enlil have this overlap. And if you don't know what Enlil is, it's the Babylonian god of storms. And this whole system of letters and numbers and words goes back to Babylon. Now, Genesis 8:3 is where the biblical flood ends. And the day that Jamaica just got wasted was a date with 83 numerology.
5. This is how retarded this guy is. Jamaica has probably had thousands of hurricanes hit it over time. It's an island in the Atlantic, and hurricanes hit every year, bringing rain and wind and damage. To claim it's biblical and compare the biblical flood, which wasn't a hurricane, to little Jamaica is absurd. Hurricane Gilbert and Hurricane Charlie did a lot of damage too, but he won't mention that because he's a fraudster.
This has been going on for a long time. This didn't just start this year. But here's the thing. Jamaica also got wasted 83 days after the anniversary of its independence from the United Kingdom. You guys are talking about the history of UK and Jamaica. 83 days after this happened. And if you look into the history of weather warfare, the first admitted act of weather warfare is on the Jesuit order's birthday. It's August 15th, 1952. It's the Lynmouth flood that killed 30-some people in the UK. And again, the Royal Air Force, the United States of America, did we ever really get free from Britain? Not if you've done your research. Britain has colonized the world. They are the United Kingdom. It's why they say the sun never sets on Britain. These patterns are so...
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
So redundant.
Hey, CT, this is witchcraft. This is witchcraft, CT. I mean, this is devil worshiping. I think this has a spirit. I think he's trying to hypnotize us.
It is witchcraft. It is fake gematria. That's right. Absolutely. Oh yeah, what's good? CT and everyone except Wacky.
Hold on.
Why do you lie about the cipher?
Let's get ready to rumble!
Zach, why do you say that it's all Jesuits?
Do you remember
all
earlier this year?
The history of the ciphers are not the Jesuits.
Do you remember that earlier this year, me and Mark...
6. Cuts is anti-quack repellent. Cuts has all the information that can debunk and shut the quack down on the fraud. It's CT's universe. He's known as the anti-gematrian.
Got smashed with a horrible earthquake.
Did you remember? Hey, again, remember everyone, gematria was Hebrew for thousands of years before fake gematria came along.
Nobody's arguing
before
that.
Zach's fake gematria came along that was made up out of Aleister Crowley's wazoo. Gematria is Hebrew.
7. Gematria N. 1610s from Hebrew gematria, a transliteration of Greek geometria, see geometry, explanation of the sense of a word by substituting for it another word, so that the numerical value of the letters constituting either word is identical. The word gematria comes from the Hebrew term gematria, which is a transliteration of the Greek word geometria, geometry. Some scholars also suggest a possible influence from grammateia, knowledge of writing, or that it derives from gamatria, meaning gamma 3, referring to the third letter of the Greek alphabet. Gematria is a system of assigning numerical values to letters to find hidden meanings in words, and has historical roots in both Greek isopsephy and ancient Near Eastern practices.
That's a fact.
Nobody's arguing that that's its origins. What we're talking about is what
so
the
how
church
did the Jesuits create gematria and Aleister Crowley and
8. Aleister Crowley used gematria, a system of assigning numerical values to words, as a core part of his Kabbalistic magical and philosophical work. His writings on the subject, collected in works like 777 and other Kabbalistic writings, explain its practical and theoretical applications for analyzing numbers and words to uncover hidden correspondences between language, mysticism, and magic. Crowley's use of gematria stems from the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn's teachings and was a key tool in his attempts to magically connect with the divine and understand reality.
Manly P. Hall and whatever you're claiming.
All right, let me finish making this point.
Unbelievable.
Earlier this year,
how is your fake
gematria
magical from the Kabbalah?
Do you recall the earthquake in Myanmar that they said killed over 10,000 people?
Why didn't you go to Myanmar and save the refugees from the
Jesuits? Well, it's hard to go to Myanmar right now since the military controls everything.
I'm going to Myanmar. We're bringing gematria food.
It's pretty hard to go to Myanmar right now. The military.
When are you getting the fucking gematria hot dog cart started?
All right, but hold on. Do you recall?
I'm at work. I just wanted to slash on the quack and remind everybody that he's lying about gematria, and it's actually Hebrew, and the fake Hebrew cipher that he keeps lying about. He's like, yeah, it's the Hebrew. It's the Hebrew cipher in gematria and quack.
I've never said that.
It's really some other thing called transliterated Hebrew.
9. A transliterated Hebrew cipher, most commonly the Atbash cipher, is a simple substitution method that replaces the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet with the last, the second with the second to last, and so on, often adapted to use the Latin alphabet. The name Atbash comes from the first and last two letters, Aleph Tor Bet Es Hin. This cipher is historically significant, used in biblical texts like the Book of Jeremiah, and has been adapted for other alphabets, though it provides no real security because the algorithm is known to everyone.
And it's from some other Aleister Crowley cult. Go figure. You're a liar, Zach. You're a fraud. Your gematria is fake. Hubbard equals 56, like toilet paper. I'm out. Peace and love.
Case. You call your friends retards when they're acting retarded.
But to make a point about
Zach, Zach, before you
recall the Myanmar earthquake, does anyone remember?
Zach, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus Christ.
If you go back and look at the Myanmar earthquake, they said it was a 7.7 magnitude. It happened at the 770th minute of the day, and it was 77 days after the anniversary of Myanmar getting independence from the UK. Very similar ritual, very deadly ritual. And again, you know, Jesse Ventura had that show 20 years ago where he said as a Navy SEAL, he planted a lot of big bombs, and he said not every earthquake is natural. So, I mean, that was dropped on public TV by Jesse Ventura.
Zach, you need to repent. Zach, repent.
The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you.
The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you. God damn it!
These like weather machines. Why don't they just like take out these countries completely?
Real quick, now I'm about to Zach. Even if you are correct, why is it just the Jesuits? Gematria is Kabbalism, which intrinsically comes from the Hasidic Judaism. Thank you so much, Nas. Salute to you, man.
Well, as I've explained many times, the Jesuits began with several converts to Catholicism. They looked a lot like Gimpy, and they converted to Catholicism. So the Jesuits.
10. There was no alliance between Jews and Jesuits during the time of Martin Luther. The Society of Jesus, the Jesuits, was founded in 1540, well into the period of the Reformation, and the relationship between the two groups was generally one of opposition or focused on the conversion of Jews to Christianity, not an alliance.
Jesuits have always had those origins.
And Republic Room says, ask Zach why he mentioned Kerrville's area code. Go ahead.
Because it's 83083.
11, 830 or 83. Right. So when something's costs $830, I will give them $83 because you just claimed it's the same number.
Flood. Genesis 8:3, where the biblical flood ends.
I'm not even trying to be rude. I appreciate your passion for this. Like, I do. It obviously sounds like you've done like a lot of research, which I can appreciate. But it really genuinely sounds like you are looking it's just like a bias. Like you're like a confirmation
Goddamn right.
bias, and you're looking for this information, then you're finding it, and then you're saying, yeah, this is it. And you're connecting dots that I don't even think should.
This is the easiest way to find mean, median, mode, and range. For mean, add all the numbers together and divide them by the number of numbers. In this case, there are 6 numbers and our answer is 5.3 repeating. For median, put the numbers in order from smallest to largest. Then cross the numbers out from each side till you're left with 1 or 2 numbers. If you're left with 2, then find the mean of those numbers. In this case, it is 4.5. For mode, just find the number that you see the most of. In this case, it's 3. And at last, range, just find the biggest and the smallest number and subtract them from each other. For more math tips and tricks, follow us at Math Celebrity.
Be connected, and that's why I brought it to you. So what about SARS, for example? You say coronavirus is part of this huge thing. What was SARS also a part of it, or was that not man-made? Like, what do you think that was?
Moon, you're up under his spell. He got you connecting dots. Rebuke him. Rebuke him.
I'm not connecting nothing.
Eric, can we show the screen again one more time to make a point?
12. Can we please get my way? I'm going to bitch and moan if you don't do what I want, CT. Please do what I want, or I am going to throw a temper tantrum because I'm a greedy Jew bag fuck.
SARS. What about SARS?
Sorry, I got the wrong screen share. I need this up to see if she still thinks all the 56 stuff is a coincidence. I'm glad you brought that up. Please share, CT.
I don't have a lot of time. Yeah, look, Zach, I don't have all day to listen to your gibberish.
Share the screen, please. This is more. This is just undeniable. Put it up.
No.
13. No, it's fully deniable. Manly P. Hall never said gematria was English. Aleister Crowley never did. Masons build things, not do Jesuits rituals, and you have zero evidence of anything. So as far as we know, you're a fraudster trying to sell gambling. Fucking pussy.
Oh, it is. It's very deniable. It's very deniable. I deny it right now. That's how deniable it is.
Hey, look, let me just read it out loud about SARS.
14. This young lady who's clearly a little bit naive.
14. Before I continue on with the video, let me add something. Zach is no doctor. He has no evidence of college education. He claims accounting and education degree, but those leave a paper trail which is not found. However, he did have a CNA license from 2007 to 2014. Anyway, this imbecile knows nothing about the human anatomy, and his fake wife he's not registered to is a big pharma pharmacist, and I guarantee she'd disagree with almost everything he says. Zach's a fraud, people. He's a coward.
A little bit. No, you don't give this guy a benefit of the doubt. He is a charlatan. He's a snake oil salesman. That's what he is. If he was truly, if this was a true test of predicting the future, this man has...
You're goddamn right.
Never predicted anything significant. Everything he predicts is after the fact. This man, if he could actually predict things, he should have saved thousands of lives in plane accidents. He should have saved millions of people through famine, wars, plane crashes.
15. Look at him. He needs to defend the scam. Every dollar counts at this point for Hubbard. If he can get a pretty girl like Mooncakes to buy, then he can get a lot more gullible black people too. Unfortunately, even if she did, she would soon see that Hubbard makes no picks and pushes both narratives for the games.
Car crashes!
Hold on,
Zach,
CT,
you
can we get a screen
never
share?
predicted anything pre-fact. You always say how you knew this shit after the shit goes down.
Somebody read what temperature SARS dies at, please?
You are a liar and a charlatan, and you take innocent people's money, and you should be ashamed of...
16. The question is, what temperature does SARS die at? Despite Hubbard never decoded SARS, he's going into territory he doesn't understand. For one, a virus is non-living, and for two, I find no data on 56 degrees anything. But here's what I found. Inactivation by high temperatures. The virus is rapidly inactivated at high temperatures. 70 degrees Celsius, 158 degrees Fahrenheit. The virus is killed in about 5 minutes. 65 degrees Celsius, 149 degrees Fahrenheit. The virus is killed after about 15-20 minutes. 56 degrees Celsius, 133 degrees Fahrenheit. No infectious virus is detected within 30 minutes in cell culture media, though some residual infectivity might remain in protein-rich solutions. So Hubbard's 56 is literally right here. I didn't even hide it.
Of yourself, you sick little puppy.
Another 56. Here, can I make a point about how stupid this knowledge is?
Hafez is right. Hafez is right. He likes taking black man's money.
The biblical flood ended in Genesis.
Let Zach explain this to Mooncakes. Go ahead, Zach. Go ahead.
Joe, you just saw that SARS dies at 56 degrees Celsius, right? You just saw that.
Yes, I read that on the screen.
Mocked and mimicked him on.
That's just one of a million examples of how connected 56 is to the whole thing and why they kept doing all these rituals with 56 and the virus. Again, and it goes beyond just Corona.
Yeah,
they put the 56 stamp on so many major things in history.
Zach, was you wrong about the World Series?
I was not wrong about the World Series. I told CT Dodgers had the numbers over and over.
You're wrong, and you're a grotesquely ugly freak. Thanks.
You said Canada was going to win.
No, I didn't. I never said Canada was going to win. I had the Blue Jays to win Game 1, though, because Drake equals 39 on his 39th birthday, and the Blue Jays got their 39th postseason win. I never said Canada was going to win. You're lying.
17. Guys, he's 42 with a fake kid and fake marriage. He's still at age 40, has a popped-up collar, and his hat sideways like he's still in the 80s. It's pathetic. You look like the three-letter F word.
This SARS actually dies at a faster rate for longer. So 65 to 70 degrees Celsius within a few minutes, 56 within 15 minutes. So which number do we take?
The virus is more stable than the known human coronavirus under these conditions. Heat at 56 Celsius kills the SARS coronavirus. I mean,
here it says for me at 15 minutes, it goes higher. It's within a few minutes. So if there's multiple numbers, what numbers do we take? The one that we're looking for?
The starting temperature where it dies is 56 degrees Celsius. Yeah, it'll die faster at higher temperatures. That's logical. I mean,
okay, so that's logical. But what I'm trying to say is that if that's more logical, then why wouldn't we take the more logical numbers? Why are we just going to focus on the 56?
Because the starting point for where it dies is 56 degrees Celsius. It's just like arguing where the freezing point is and then saying ice cubes melt faster at 100 degrees than 33.
Thank you so much, Vanta, with the 2 pounds. Weather, warfare, storm, or harp, Zach.
Yeah.
Petty philosophy with the $2 cash app or super chat.
Zach's I'm not a comic book guy, so I can't give the answer on that one.
I just want to read Genesis 8:14.
Hold on. While we're at it, here, do you think this is a coincidence too? Let's really go over yesterday's news.
And in the second month, on the 7th and 20th day of the month, was the earth dry. That was when the biblical flood ended.
Genesis 8:3 is where the water recedes.
No, the water kept receding over and over by month. When
Real
it
quick,
finally
after the fact records
the
with the $5 super chat, Zach live again.
8:14.
C19 is SARS CoV-2, and it's 70 degrees Celsius. Go ahead. Thank you so much, sir. Go ahead, Zach.
Again, Genesis 8:3 is where the beginning of the flood story ends in the Bible. Indisputable. Can we share the screen, please? Can we share the screen, please?
Before we share the screen, Imperius just sent over another audio. Hang tight for me, okay?
In attendance and the millions watching around the world on HBO pay-per-view. Ladies and gentlemen, from Mandalay Bay, Las Vegas, let's get ready to rumble!
All right, no, CT. We're not dealing with this babble-mouthed fucking idiot, Zach. Okay? The only thing Gematria is going to be able to maybe help us out with is to find out how many times Zach sold his ass to men.
Damn, nigga, there's got to be some way.
This is your... Okay? None of you, Mooncakes, my little jungle Asian, don't pay attention to what CT's saying about Zach. CT is saying he's he's a world-renowned homosexual. He's a world-renowned scam artist, a quack. So again, don't listen to this bullshit. Remember, Zach is the most racist person here. You think I'm racist? Zach's the one that's coming on these black panels to manipulate black people. His primary audience is a bunch of dumbass black men like JP or like fucking Dave or any of these idiots. I mean, JP's way smarter. He'd never fall for this. But I'm saying like a person that's at that level of life where they're desperate, they don't know what they're doing. This is absolutely insane to think that what Zach's gonna be able to tell us anything. Zach is a nigger. He's no different than a black looking up in the sky and imagining that he's going to get a white woman. He sees numbers in the clouds. I mean, Zach, if I just tell you that all the numbers that you're talking about right now are encompassed in pi, what does that tell you, Zach? Because pi is infinite, that means every number, every sequence will repeat eventually. So everything you're saying is just encompassed in pi. So nothing you're saying is new or shows anything, and there's no correlation or anything because all your numbers are in pi, all right now at one time. So all the numbers that you grab from all these different things, it's like you're going to a bunch of gay trap houses, grabbing a bunch of men's balls at different houses, sucking their cum out, and then spitting all their different cum into one fucking bucket, and then taking it and dumping it on yourself. There's nothing there, Zach. You're a queer and you're a racist, and you're infinitely more racist than I am, because at least I'm forward with the blacks. They know I want to beat them down. You want to manipulate them and take their money like a fucking slave owner.
CT, to address the pi thing, because we did this when we first came on, you got humiliated. Can we share the screen to make the point again about how pi is encoded into the language?
Sure.
So, again, the mathematical shorthand for pi is 22 divided by 7. When you spell that out as words, it equals 314, like pi is 3.14. And if you write out 360, like the degrees in a circle, which, you know, pi mostly pertains to, it's 227, just like 22 divided by 7 is pi. And again, just a reminder that this is traditionally a Jewish practice. English equals 74, like gematria, like Jewish, like occult. For the record, just since you brought up Jamaica, Marley's 74. He went solo in 1974 in London. London is also 74. I'm bringing that up about the hurricane because his foundation, the name of the foundation equals 301. The hurricane hit on the 301st day of the year, and it was literally 74 days after the first admitted act of weather warfare in history, August 15th, the Jesuit Order's birthday. And notice, weapon is 74, just like energy. The qualifying wind speed for a hurricane is 74 miles per hour. They literally sink that Jamaica hurricane with the Marley Foundation that's going to give out a lot of charity for the people who are hurt. This is not an accident. This is what these people do year after year, week after week. And think about also what happened on the 4th of July. Holiday 74, just like killing, like 3 of the first 5 U.S. presidents died on 7/4. Like the Ides of March, remember the killing of Caesar, is the 74th day of the year. This is business as usual. And remember what they just did last week. Last week, Nick Mangold, number 74 from Ohio, is dead, announced dead before the Jets game, and the Bengals fall to 7-4 at home versus the Jets. This week before the Bengals game, they announced the death of Bob Trumpy, who's from the Chicago area, and then you have this crazy game between Chicago and the Bengals that ends with 47 points after the death of Bob Trumpy. I mean, come on, man. You got to be dumb to think this stuff's a coincidence.
Wine with the $2 super chat. He wants to address pi, but the other splendor. Go ahead, Afis. Go ahead, buddy.
He putting everybody to sleep with this junk, man. I don't know the point of gematria is junk.
What the fuck are you doing?
What is the point of this? All this trying to figure out if the government is scamming. We been know they scamming. Like, why would you waste your energy stuff that you find out that they is a ritual? Okay, what you gonna do about it? Like, surprised? Like,
I just want to show one thing before I leave. I just want to show one thing, CT, before I leave.
Go ahead,
give me the solo screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
One. Good question.
Like that nigga cat.
Easy.
I really do like South Asian men. I really do. I think Indian men are very, very beautiful.
Yeah. So you would want your child to look like an Indian?
Yeah, I think you have a beautiful future.
See, I knew it.
Oh.
You know why?
I remember that.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure.
See, I knew it.
I don't know
CT.
why. I don't know why the
talking
two people
about,
who are
but
more likely
there's no
to
like
race mix
preference
than
there.
everybody else is arguing
CT, I
about
knew it.
who's black and who's
I think we
Right.
were just talking about I think at the time, but I
See?
probably forgot. That wasn't on purpose. But I probably just said
No,
like
you,
I forgot the question
you
was.
said it. You say you want your child to look East Indian.
If you race mix, then don't fight for your blackness.
I think the
Just let it go. Be
What does that
human.
mean?
If
Yeah,
that's
just
what,
let it
I'm
go.
not talking to you, by the way.
the
I'm
question
talking about
Where'd you
the
get
two
blackness
people on
from,
the
was
panel.
like, would it be okay or
two
something like
people on
that?
18. Next part tomorrow. Until next time.